What's up, Transtastic? It's Ohan. It's Friday, and this week we're talking about shoes. I'm so excited to talk about this because I am a shoe person. What that means is I just really like buying shoes, and when I'm sad, uh, if I buy a new pair of shoes, I will feel better. It's horrible, and I know capitalism is related. I know all these horrible things are related. I try not to make myself feel too guilty about it because I really love shoes. However, as a trans person as a trans guy who is 5'4", and I wear anywhere from a men's 7 to 8, it can be really tough to find shoes, and I'm kind of right on that border. Usually men's sizes start at 8, which is a women's 9.5, but that's sometimes too big for me. So especially it depends on the kind of shoe. Basically what I've learned this throughout my transition so far, the first year where things were changing and my feet did grow a little bit, is that my size really varies depending on the style of the shoe and the brand. I can't just say I'm a size whatever. Usually if I'm getting like a nice shoe, like either a dress shoe or a boot, I'm gonna run smaller, on the smaller side, so probably like 7.5, and even sometimes that's too big. And then if it's a sneaker or something, I'm probably more like 7.5, 8.5 maybe, but very rarely. Depends on the brand. I don't know, if you want some advice trying to find shoes as a smaller trans guy, then hopefully this video is helpful for you, because that is my lived experience and that is what I will talk to you about. What I've been wearing is the classic Adidas Samba. It's seriously the best sneaker I think I've ever had. I love them, but there are two different ones. One of them has a really long tongue and it kind of like comes out really far, and I had those two before this pair. They were smaller, and the arch in that pair was like so high, it was kind of painful. It was almost like too much arch. But for whatever reason, with this smaller tongue that has blue on it, if you can see, if you care to see, like this one, the arch is a lot more kind of normal. I mean, I take the inner sole out anyway because I wear orthotics, but you know, just a weird fun fact about the Samba. But these have gotten me through pretty severe weather, given that I don't have a winter boot. I'm just gonna go down the line and share with you all my shoes, because I fucking love shoes. So you'll get to see all the ones that I have, and I'm conveniently sitting on the ground right next to them. Shoes also signify important events in my life, such as when I stopped working night shift and got to move during the day. I rewarded myself with these kicks. I love them. See, now the problem is they're a little bit big, because they had a 7.5, except that was a little bit small on me because my toes are really long. So I got the 8 for some toe room, but now they're kind of big. But whenever I'm debating between a little too small or a little too big, I always go with a little too big, because hashtag feet dysphoria. And generally, I figure I might grow. My feet probably aren't getting any smaller, so I should just go with the half size bigger. These New Balance are also a size 8 in men's. I probably could wear 7.5 in them, but feet dysphoria. Then I got these Nikes I wear to work out sometimes. These are 7.5 and they fit me beautifully. I have a lovely Asics running shoe in a size 8. Asics one really small. So if you're looking for a workout shoe and you, like, for whatever reason, just want to buy men's sizes, I usually wear 7.5, and an 8 fits me in Asics. I literally know all the tricks of brands that run smaller. So like, example, Asics run small, meaning if you usually wear a 7, you could probably fit an 8. Timberlands, the boots, run huge. I don't even fit in a size 7 boot, and it makes me sad every single day of my life, so I'll never be able to wear a male Timberland, even though they're like basically unisex and the same thing, but it's all psychological thanks to society. Great. Okay, so I have mixed feelings about Clarks. They come in small sizes. These are a 7, just your, good old brown shoe. You can dress it up or down. They come in a 7, and they're like a little bit big on me. And the thing about Clarks is they're not cheap, and they're not very insulated. I mean, they're literally called desert boots. So unless you're walking around the desert, your foot is probably going to be cold, and for $80 to $120, that's bullshit. Do I own them? Yeah, of course. Yeah, I do, because I'm a hypocrite, but I'm just saying. I'm just telling you the things I know about Clarks. Speaking of Clarks, I have a black dress shoe that is also Clarks Bostonian. They're just a real basic dress shoe. They're size 7 and they fit amazing, and they have a really, really comfy arch and everything. They're nothing too styling. They're just like a regular black pair of dress shoes. Beautiful. I love them. And then I have some Vans. I have this pair and I have this pair. This pair is a lot more padded, so even though they're the same size, they fit differently. So this is like way better for skating. Not that this Van isn't good for skating, whatever. These are, what are these? A size, I think they're 7.5. Yeah, these are 7.5, and so are these, but these fit bigger because there's not as much padding in it. So these are just things to keep in mind, like if you are kind of like me, where you're on the verge of that men's sizing. I mean, the good thing about Vans is their sizing is just whatever. Like, it's all unisex, really, and that's also the good thing about Clarks is you can get them in women's sizes or really small men's sizes because it's the same fucking shoe. And why we have to gender their sizes, don't even get me started. Don't. Pre-T, I used to wear a men's 6, which is a women's 7.5. And so I would get a lot of children's shoes. Children's shoes oftentimes go up to 6, 6.5, 7. Once you hit 7, it's like that middle space where it's like, surprise, surprise, is where I fall on the shoe spectrum. I am extremely, extremely lucky that since starting T, I've grown up. No, really, I've crossed over into more men's sizing, but it's still a fucking struggle. It still makes me really dysphoric. Just feet dysphoria all around. I always want to buy my shoes bigger, even though it's uncomfortable, and probably where a lot of my pain comes from walking around in too big shoes my whole life. But I do have really bad feet dysphoria. I like how bigger feet look on me, but they're not that big. They're pretty big for my height. Like, I'm 5'4", and I could wear a 7 or 8. Like, I know folks who wear maybe 6 or 7. So, like, proportionately, it works out. But, like, it's still really tough. It's still a struggle. But, yeah, if you have any questions, hit me up. I'll be glad to answer where I got things or send you links or whatever if you're digging my kicks. I hate myself. Have a good weekend, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.